I've got a few things to say right quick about what's happening at Colorado because the numbers that were already unprecedented have become even more unprecedented. And if you don't like it, just wait like 3 minutes and we'll be done. Okay, Colin, here's your endpoint for YouTube. The numbers at Colorado are incredible. And I know they were crazy last week, but they're even more crazy now. So here are the updated, as of Sunday night, portal numbers. As of now, it is like 7:40 p.m. as I'm talking to you. Colorado has lost 57 guys to the portal. They have lost 30 since the spring game. I hesitate to even say this definitively because the numbers keep changing. So Colorado's lost 57 to the portal. They've lost 30 since the spring game. They have 13 scholarship players left from their entire 22 roster. I've got to say that again because I don't think you understand how wild that is. They had 83 guys on scholarship on last year's team. 13 of them are left. That's insane. That's just wild. Half of that would be wild. They've got 13 guys left. Sometimes you turn on the spring game and you've had an abnormal amount of departures to the draft or graduation and you say, boy, I don't recognize any of these guys. No. There are Colorado season ticket holders who intimately follow their team, who will be able to say, I really don't recognize any of these guys. You don't. None of them were there last year. 13 of them remain. So, Seydou Traore, just these are names popping left and right. He's a tight end, number 31 overall player in the portal. Okay, you may recognize that name because I talked about him like a month ago because he was at Arkansas State, big-time tight end prospect. He was one of 6 tight ends to catch 50 or more balls last year. And he goes in the portal from Arkansas State, and we say, watch out for Colorado. He goes to Colorado. It didn't last because he's back in the portal now, and we don't know where he's going to land because this is all happening in real time. So that's not great news. I would assume that wasn't forced by Deion and company. I can never know for sure. We got 2 wide receivers to talk about. There you see Traore's numbers there. First team All-Sun Belt, by the way, when he was at Arkansas State. So he's a good player, 6'4", 210. So let's keep an eye on him, okay? I know it feels like it's moving fast because it is. We got 2 wide receivers to talk about right quick. Jordan Tyson, he led that team last year in receiving yards and touchdowns. Montana Lamonius Craig, he's also 4-star wide receiver in the portal now. 3 catches, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns in the spring game. So if you watch their spring game, you noticed him. Looks like he's got a ton of offers already. We have heard Penn State, we've heard Auburn, we've heard Purdue. So another 2 pretty high-profile receivers there. Those are 3 pass catchers just in the last 2 minutes I've told you about. But it's not all bad news now. Obviously, when it comes to churn, when you have guys going out, you got more guys coming in. By our count, we think they're going to add like 15 or 20 more players, or they've got room to do that. But a couple that they've added recently, Demoy Kennedy, linebacker from Alabama, really good player. Just a victim of depth there, but really good player. Has played for Charles Kelly, and that's notable because Kelly is the defensive coordinator now for Deion. Also, Jaquez Robinson was a Bama corner, and he also familiar with Charles Kelly. He was a 4-star guy from that 2019 class, 6'2", about 190. Both of those guys have transferred now to Colorado. So that's official, that's done, and they're not going to be able to transfer out of there because the window's about to close. Derek McClendon, edge guy from Florida State. He is also headed to Colorado. That is official. 6'4", 255 pounds. So a bunch of names coming off the board, a bunch of names on the board. And like I said, the door closes after today being Sunday, but you could still hear news Monday or Tuesday, and certainly they could still add guys indefinitely. Because there's not an immediate deadline for when you have to be on a roster. You just have to be in the portal by a certain amount of time. So names are still going to pop. Names are still going to pop, and I don't know how radical you thought this was going to be. And I don't really remember how radical I thought it was going to be. I didn't think it was going to be this radical. Even I would have looked at you like you were crazy if you said, out of the 83 scholarship players from last year's team, 13 of them are going to still be there after spring. I didn't think that was possible in college football. But apparently it's possible when Deion Sanders is your head coach at Colorado. Wild, wild stuff. Okay.